Welcome to your PWC Connections, a monthly look at what's happening inside PWC and out in our community. I'm your host, Lamont Henson. Thanks for plugging in. We're approaching the holiday season, a perfect time to get details on the Salvation Army's Angel Tree program. Stay tuned for Community Connection. Need a refresher or just a good general explanation on efficiently using your heat pump? That's on the way in this episode of Conservation Corner. Fayetteville Technical Community College is offering a GIS surveying course that could open the door of opportunity. Find out more in PWC 101. We'll go inside PWC to chat with one of our commissioners for your hometown utility. PWC General Manager David Trago will shed some light on the new rate structure and time of use. You're in for another informative, great edition of PWC Connections, so stay tuned.
The Angel Tree program was started in 1979 in Lynchburg, Virginia by Majors Charlie and Shirley White. The purpose was to provide Christmas for children in need. What we have done here with the Salvation Army is that we do it for children and seniors, children ages under 12 and seniors over the age of 65. What we're looking for is for donors to be matched with our angels. And what a perfect angel adoption would be is purchasing clothes for the children, a coat, jacket, socks, shoes, a full new outfit, and 2 or 3 new toys. What we do with the Salvation Army with our Christmas Assistant Angel Tree program is that we take applications. Families will come in, they will fill out those that are in need, so the children or seniors. What we then do is we process it, and all the children's names or the seniors' names are put on with their ages and their sizes and their needs and their wants. We'll have a full list of locations of Angel Tree where you can pick up a tag on our Facebook page. Most of the needs that we have are traditional Christmas presents. So it could be Barbie dolls, it could be Legos, particularly for our younger children, baby dolls. Board games are always wonderful if they work for no matter the ages. We do have older children. STEM right now is really big, science, technology, engineering, art, and math. We ask that people pick up things like that so the kids can have an educational toy as well. Start picking up Angel Tree tags starting on November the 10th. Toys are due back on December the 12th. So you'll be able to do that, but we're asking them to drop them off here at the Salvation Army at 220 East Russell. The Christmas Warehouse is a wonderful opportunity for people to get together. So what normally happens, a donor graciously donates a warehouse that's 10,000 square feet or more, and we basically set up Santa's workshop according to ages. So we will have them gender and ages, so boys 0 to 2, girls 0 to 2. So we have volunteers that come in and actually set up the warehouse so that angels that aren't adopted will be able to pull those toys from Santa's workshop. We have a lot of opportunities for volunteers to come. You can actually call 910-483-8119 to volunteer, or you can actually go to our Facebook page and we will have a sign up that way through Facebook. And for every person who picks a name, there's a reason. It could be because the Salvation Army helped you in the past, or the fact that maybe you've lost a child and you want to give back, or better yet, your kids are no longer here and you love the idea of being able to bring that joy to somebody else. I say to people, we take applications so that you can bring joy to another child. Another reason that I love the Angel Tree is to see children, especially when we go to Cross Creek Mile and the kids will run to the tree and they'll say, "Mommy, I want to pick an angel." And seeing the children's face light up when they pick an angel and they go shopping. The most important thing is, if you're being blessed right now, now's the time to bless others. Hurricane Florence has destroyed our community. So we're still dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Matthew. So this is a time that the community comes together and helps our angels, not only our children, but our seniors. So we're just honored to be able to have this program for the community. The Red Kettle Kickoff will actually be on November the 16th, and what that means, you'll see in full force all of our beautiful red kettles all over the community. The money from our Red Kettle actually helps the different programs that we do here at the Salvation Army. It helps with our Love Lunch at the shelter. It actually helps the shelter the emergency shelter that we have at 245 Alexander Street. But there's so many other things that people don't know that we do. We offer a after-school program. So the funds from that actually supplement and actually pay some of the scholarships for kids to come to after school. It helps with our summer day camp. We send kids to camp for free. So if you just have a little bit of change in your pocket, a little change makes a change. You're thinking, all I have is 10 cents. If enough people give me 10 cents, I've got more than enough money to do what I need to do. We're very lucky to have so many community partners that help us with adoption of our angels. PWC is one of our wonderful sponsors of being able to take our angels. Thank you to the Postal Service workers. They take about 80 of our angels. Bryan Honda in the past, Fort Bragg Chapel has taken angels. So if you want to adopt an angel, please, we'd love for you to adopt an angel because we have so many that are forgotten. You may not want to adopt a child, but you want to drop off a toy. The toys that you give us will be able to go to our forgotten angels. And those are ones that people did not adopt or someone adopted but didn't bring the toys back in time. So we love toys. We want all of our angels adopted. But we'd love for people just to drop off items for our toy shop because that will help us with our forgotten angels.
The heat pump is one of the largest energy users in a home. And a heat pump is essentially a two-stage device where it takes a heat exchanger that's outside and takes the energy from the outside air and brings it into your home and typically compresses it. And it brings it into the inside and it blows air from your inside across the heated coil. And then, of course, after that cools off from the air blowing across, it goes back outside to gain more heat, and the cycle continues. Heat pumps are not super efficient when they get down towards like 40 degree and below weather. So in this area where we typically don't hit 40 degrees for very long, they are incredibly efficient, and they're one of the best heating sources that you can have in this area. When you get, let's say, north of Maryland and that area where it dips down below 40 degrees or 32 degrees, for long periods of time, it becomes incredibly inefficient, and they need to use alternate heating sources during that time. In most heat pumps is built in a secondary heating device called an auxiliary heating device, which is essentially a toaster oven sitting in front of where your condenser coils or your heat exchanging coils that are inside your house, where the fan blows across it and that brings your heat into the home. Instead of that, it uses the toaster oven coils and heats the air that way and basically blows air across the toaster oven coils. Well, those use a lot of electricity. During very cold days outside, those auxiliary coils will have to work instead of the pump, exchanging the air from the energy from the outside to the inside. And those are far more inefficient than the heating pump. The heating coils use up to 3 times as much energy as the normal pumping system. So at 40 degrees, it becomes far less efficient to use a heat pump than it would be to use other heating sources like oil or gas or other systems, which is what people are used to up north, where they say, hey, I have a furnace, I want to turn that on, right? So normally in the winter, that's all you use for heating because that is almost always the most efficient way to heat your house. Because you're only turning on your heat when it does get that cold. Here, it rarely gets that cold, but it gets cold enough where you want a little extra heat. That's what a heat pump is great for. And it works very efficiently in this area, again, except when it starts approaching 40 degrees and below. In the winter of 2018, we had 200 consecutive hours of weather below that threshold where heat pumps become inefficient and auxiliary coils are going to be turned on to do the heating that needs to happen in a typical house. And that created record energy uses for this area due to those conditions. Those consecutive hours of usage created a spike in the energy bills that we saw last winter. The goal when changing your temperature in your house during such a cold period is to make sure the heating coils don't turn on If they do, not for long. So the best way to do that or achieve that is to change your temperature at 1 to 2 degrees at a time, no more than 2 degrees if you can. And another way to be more efficient with your energy consumption during cold periods is to wear sweaters and have blankets around, so you don't have to have the temperature as warm as you normally would. One of the ways to achieve that is to keep the temperature at 68 degrees or lower. Another way you can improve your energy usage during cold winter months is to get a programmable thermostat. They help change your temperature at that slow rate that we talked about without having to wait every maybe 5 minutes to change the temperature 1 or 2 degrees. If you'd like more tips like these, please visit Fayetteville Public Works Commission's website, or you can call the customer service number, and I'm sure they can help you out.
GIS is Geographical Information Systems, and it's how we map all of our water and sewer and electric, and it's a whole information database about all of our assets, not just where they're at, but what they're made out of, how old they are, when they were put in the ground, what material. So it's a huge asset repository of everything we own. The Geomatics is the program at FTCC and Civil Engineering Technology. The Geomatics is surveying. So the average age of a registered professional land surveyor in North Carolina is 62. It's very, very difficult to find qualified candidates to even apply. In our engineering department, there's several positions that just require a 2-year civil engineering technology degree or the Geomatics, and that typically starts out around $40,000 a year, somewhere around that, and then up from that is our pay grades. And that's without experience, so that's just starting straight out of school. The drafting techs, they use computer-assisted drafting CAD software, so they set and do the plans and the mapping. They also help the survey crew. And the survey crew is out in the field, and they're doing the actual locations, high accuracy locations, to draw engineering plans and maps. There's a huge need anywhere you move. It's not just Fayetteville, so Charlotte, Raleigh, all of them have a huge hole right now, especially for surveyors. So you could, with one of those degrees, civil tech or geomatics, you could go anywhere in the United States and find a job, making good money. We're looking at the drone technology now, which is a new technology. And right now, my focus would be on the surveying side, which is very quick surveying site plans, topologies, and also using it for inspections of outfalls. You could use it for inspection of transmission lines. The drones we've saw lately, you can zoom in and read the lettering on a bolt head. So it's very accurate. We could use it for tank inspections, just a whole lot of different ways to use the drone technology. There is a drone class here, but it's not part of the geomatics, but we do talk about drone technology, and it's really going to be a major force in surveying and engineering. So more information on the civil engineering technology and the geomatics program, you can go to the FTCC website and get the information there, and there's contact info on the website.
I am a survey technician at Fayetteville Public Works, and myself as well as my partner, the crew chief, we go out and we do property surveys, water line, sewer line surveys, read grades, and things of that nature, anything involving our utilities. I worked at Fayetteville Public Works in construction for about 3 years, and I just wanted to move into more of the design aspect of it. So I started classes here at Fayetteville Tech about a year and a half ago, and I've kind of fallen in love with the challenges, and learning more about how to design. For somebody that's wanting to get into surveying, I'd really say don't be afraid to try it. Don't be scared of numbers. Don't be scared of math. It's you can do it. Anybody can do it. I mean, it's not unattainable. Don't be scared.
Well, I was always interested in engineering, but at the time I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. So I looked into the civil engineering, and that deals with infrastructure, bridges, roads, water, sewer, all that good stuff. So that's what I decided to do. And actually, when I got into the program, is when I figured out surveying was something that I really liked and wanted to do. There's a lot of money to be made because there's a shortage of people actually being involved in it. I love the fact that I get to work with the survey crew hands-on. So I see the project from start to finish. They go out and shoot, we'll just say, for instance, what we do, water or sewer line, wherever that's going in the ground. I get to draw it up. So when I draw it up, you can see, you can make sure it's going to be far enough below the ground. You make sure there's no interference with storm, existing gas lines, power lines, electrical lines. For others that may want to do this, I'd suggest coming on. There is some math involved, but don't be scared of it. Anybody can do it. You just gotta put your foot forward and really go for it, because the job opportunities out there are very high, and they're going to continue to be that way. There's always people looking in the engineering field, civil engineering field, even in surveyors. There's going to be constantly, like the average age of a surveyor is 62 right now. So there's plenty of room to grow, to have your own business, do your own thing, or even work for somebody for years to come.
Previously, the Commission in the spring approved two electric rate increases. One of those increases was going to go into effect May 1st of 2018 and is already in place. That was a 2.7% revenue increase. And they also approved another 2.7% rate increase to go into effect May 1st of 2019. So what the Commission action today did was we basically rolled back the rate increase that was going to go into effect on May 1st of 2019. So basically, the amount of money that PWC is getting from our customers currently under our rates will be the same that we will get after May 1st of 2019. So they've rolled back that 2.7% increase that was planned to go into effect on May 1st of 2019. As our customers know, we are a wholesale customer from Duke. We buy all of our power from Duke. So one aspect of our rates is what we pay to Duke. The other aspect is how much does it cost for us to deliver those electrons to them, transformers, wires, meters, and everything like that. Well, what happened was we fought Duke at the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission on a couple of cases, and we were fortunate enough to win. So that meant that our costs were going down. So they came down to the point where I could go to the commissioners and say that we could roll back that 2.7% increase. So our proactive action in taking Duke to FERC has really paid off for our customers. Has nothing to do with the rate design changes that the Commission approved, and that includes for all residential customers and small commercial customers the implementation of time of use rates. So that's still going to occur. So I recommend that customers go to our website. We have a couple things on there that show them what time of use rates are going to be, how they can prepare for them, and keep watching because we're going to have more information and some more programs coming out ahead of rolling them out for our customers.
I have been on the board of the Fayetteville Public Works Commission for 6 years, so I'm in the middle of my second term as a board member, and during that time I have served in all 4 capacities. So currently I'm the chairman. I've previously been the vice chairman, the secretary, and the treasurer. My profession is consulting and advisory work and coaching. So I work with organizations from emerging growth companies to Fortune 500 companies, thinking in terms of how they make their organizations more agile, the intersection of technology and people. What I do for a living works on the board fundamentally because I spend all my time understanding how organizations work. I look at how teams perform. I consider potential areas where conflict may exist. I tend to be very strategic in my thinking in terms of what should we be considering going forward. and I'm always focused on what's in the best interest of who it is that we're supposed to be supporting. And so that is the city of Fayetteville and our ratepayers. The board is made up of 4 outstanding people. Our just past chair is Wade Fowler, who is the character. He is the comedian. He's the person with the real political chops. And he's a business owner here in our community. Wade provides us with, I'll say, a political view and more of a view that is going to kind of focus on what's the message and how does that apply. Evelyn Shaw owns and operates a company that is an airline concessionaire. And so she does, and she's run a significantly larger business in the food service industry. Ms. Shaw brings a level of steadiness and focus that is, I'd say, extraordinary from the point of view that there are no wasted words, there's no wasted energy. When she has something to say, everyone stops and listens to her. They absolutely understand and respect where she's coming from. So she speaks with an air of authority, and she speaks with a significant amount of experience serving on other boards as well as running her own company. And then finally, we've got Mr. Ralph Huff, H&H Homes. Ralph has built some spectacularly successful businesses in our community, a home builder as well as Coldwell Banker Advantage on the retail and commercial brokerage side. So all together, we bring and come at the challenges and the opportunities on the board from very different perspectives. It's incredibly collegial. We work through our disagreements, I'd say, very effectively, to the point where I think to most people they wouldn't necessarily know that we don't agree all the time, because virtually every vote we've ever given has been unanimous. And let me just say, a lot of that has to do with the quality of the management team, starting with Dave Trago. He is a communicator. We don't walk into a board meeting surprised about what's coming. So I think that's really important as well. Duke is a what they call an investor-owned utility. It's a public company. It's the largest electric utility company in the United States, and its focus is on its investors. Its board is made up of a diverse group of probably executives from around the country, and they're really focused on returning a significant value to their shareholders, and of course taking care of their customers. From PWC's point of view, our focus first and foremost is on our customers. We don't receive any personal benefit in terms of a return on or some sort of profit from PWC. We earn a very modest stipend, and the 2 questions that we ask consistently is what's in the best interest of the city and what's in the best interest of our ratepayers. That's the basis under which we make the decisions as a board. One of the other important things in terms of it being a public power agency is that we're also customers. So each one of us is concerned about our rates in terms of water, sewer, and electric. So when we do make decisions in terms of increasing rates, we're very conscious of the financial impact it has. As an agency that is directly accountable to the people that we serve, there's just a higher level of accountability. Our customers know how to find me. Our customers have my phone number. They know how to reach me on Facebook, and they do. And our elected representatives similarly do. And so there's just a difference in response. If you just take Hurricane Florence, there's a couple of critical things that we did very well, particularly as lessons learned from Hurricane Matthew. The first one was that the elected officials understood you call the commissioners when you have an issue with a customer. You don't have to call an 800 number. You don't have to kind of shrug your shoulders and say, I have no idea who I can call and get help from. They know who to call and who to get help from. They don't always like the answer, from the point of view that we've got to prioritize in the event of a hurricane who we deliver services to, but at least they will understand how the prioritization works and why it works the way it does. This particular building that we're doing this in, and I know I'm flipping a little bit here, the building that we're doing this in is our corporate office, and it's where during emergencies we operate out of. and I don't know what the number was, but I'm going to say several hundred people kind of were hunkered down in here in cots the entire time of that emergency. That's a public power commitment. And this is where I get emotional, okay? The commitment of the employees of this organization compared to if you were talking about a Duke or another investor-owned, it's just not the same. We really do care about what happens. The employees of this organization are 100% committed to the success of this community, and that is really what makes it special. This is one of the crown jewel assets of our community. It drives economic development. When a company is making the decision as to whether or not they want to come and reside here, one of the questions they ask is, what's the cost of energy? What's the situation with water? And you don't have to go very far to speak with the Chief Executive Officer of PWC and get exactly what you need to know. It's seamless in terms of our economic development and needing to understand what the impact is and what we're prepared to provide to attract someone. The fact that we've got an advisory committee of citizens that meet once a month, and the staff at PWC shares with them what's going on, and that feedback does reach the board. When interesting things are communicated to the staff about what they'd like to see take place, the board hears that and the board reacts to it. The staff itself and the commission, we've got a very collegial relationship. There's not a wall that we have created that says, I'm smarter than you, or I don't care what your opinion is. The goal here is to have the smartest people, and then the policymakers listen to those, they consider what they're saying, and that's how they make their decisions. What I love about serving on the board is that word serving. It's service to the community. And so that sense of responsibility, that sense that we really do keep the community running is important.
Greetings all, and welcome to another edition of Take One. This is our chance to highlight news, upcoming events, and important FYIs from the Fayetteville Public Works Commission. PWC's new online account manager made its debut on October 23rd. The online account manager offers a new design, pay as a guest option, new e-bill and pay by text formats, as well as other features to enhance your online experience. Visit faypwc.com to check out all the new features. Mark your calendar for Friday, November 23rd, 2018. Historic downtown Fayetteville will again be transformed into a unique and wonderful experience with a Dickens holiday. Visitors can enjoy carriage rides, holiday performances, fireworks, and much more. So roll back the clock with us for the 19th annual A Dickens holiday from 1 to 9 p.m. In observance of the Thanksgiving holiday, PWC offices will be closed on Thursday, November 22nd and Friday, November 23rd. Normal business hours will resume on Monday, November 26th. To report outages, please call our 24-hour emergency hotline, 1-877-HOUR-PWC1. As we peak at December, be on the lookout for the Hope Mills Christmas Parade on December 1st, followed by the Fayetteville Christmas Parade on December 8th. Stay tuned for more details. Thanks for taking the time to watch Take One, and remember to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.